Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Bert the Stormtrooper and this is the home of That's Just Prime, the comprehensive Optimus Prime review series. I also review other Transformers, lots of G1 stuff, as well as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, GoBots, and pretty much any other toy that may jump out at me. I also do the occasional arcade and pinball machine videos, unboxings, blogs, challenges, and miscellaneous videos where my daughter usually makes fun of me. Those are a lot of fun. If you're new to the channel, thanks for checking me out. Please be sure to click that subscribe button and don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share if you like what you see. Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers G1 Retro Reissue Headmaster Highbrow and Zort. Zort? I hope I'm saying that right. Was that his name originally in G1? I don't remember. But anyway, here he is, released in February or March of 2021. This guy is brand new, starting to hit stores right now as of the time of this recording. I found him at the shelf on my local Walmart just this morning. He retails for approximately $20 and he is a Walmart exclusive. And we can see here, we've got, this is the Titans Return figure. He's been repainted and redecoed to more closely resemble the original G1 figure. And he's got a newly molded headmaster, again, to more closely resemble the original G1 figure. So we've got the packaging here. Again, this is a reproduction of the original G1 packaging. It looks just like it. There's some minor changes. It's a little bit of a smaller box, but we've got the window right here showing us Zort. I could have sworn it was Gort. I want my mind is telling me it's Gort. Leave me a comment, let me know. But anyway, we can see Zort right there in the window, and then we can see a Highbrow package right here already in his helicopter mode. Then on the top, we've got some pictures showing us the transformation sequence. And of course, that's not the G1 figure, that's the figure that's actually in this package. We've got the really cool G1 style artwork of Highbrow right there on the side. Side of the box is going to show us pictures of the figure, both in vehicle and in robot mode. You got that on both sides. Same thing on the bottom. And then on the back, we've got that really cool splash work showing us all the different, this one's got Fortress Maximus and Scorpion. And then we just got that really cool 80s battle scene going on right there, along with some tech specs and the decoder, which these don't come with decoders, but it's cool that it's there. If you have a decoder from any other figure, you can still use it. So that's about it for the packaging. Let's go get them opened up and check it out. And here is Retro Reissue G1 Headmaster Highbrow, and I love this toy. Out of the package, you're going to get Highbrow, or the Transector, already packaged in his vehicle mode. You get the instruction sheet, 2 guns, and his Headmaster Zort instead of Gort. So, and that's going to be about it. Unfortunately, again, we didn't get a decoder, but if you've been collecting those out of one of the other lines, you know, we can use one of those. Here's the instruction sheet real quick. Again, I love how they make this look like the original G1 instructions. This is so cool. Such a nice, cool callback. But again, this is a relatively simple figure and you're not really going to need any of that. So here's all the stuff, and we're going to start in vehicle mode as always. The vehicle itself is approximately 6.5 inches tall, about 2 inches at the top of the propellers right here. And then we've got his headmaster, all these little Titan Masters, headmasters, whatever you want to call them. They're approximately 1.5 inches, maybe just a little shorter than that. And yeah, very cool little set. We're going to start off with Gort, or Zort. I'm probably going to call him Gort, guys. I know his Zort. If I call him Gort, force a habit, you're just going to have to excuse me. But we'll come in close, take a look at him, check him out, looking really, really nice next to his G1 counterpart, so you can see how close they actually got this guy to the original, looking really, really nice. I have said this before though, I did like the size of these original G1 Headmasters better. I find these a little too small for my liking, but there you go. And of course, we don't get that panel to hide the head like we did back in G1. But other than that, a really, really nice representation of Gort right there. And of course, you know the articulation with this guy. The head's going to be on a ball joint, so you can move it around side to side, forward and backwards, and turn side to side. The arms are also on a ball joint, so you can go forward and backward, and just a little bit of in and out. Not enough to like put his entire arm out, but enough to where you can kind of mess with controllers in the vehicle and that kind of stuff. And then the legs are hinged at the hips. They are going to be together, so they're hinged at the hips and they are hinged at the knees. So you can do sitting poses like this or sitting poses like that. And that's going to be about it for Zort. We got these 2 guns here. These guns confuse me, and I'll show you why that is. So I've been saying this of all the reissue or these Titan Master headmasters. I've been saying that I wish they all came with two of the same gun, or dual guns, or dual weapons, twin weapons, much like the G1 figures did. So Highbrow finally did that and brought us two twin weapons. So this is a great callback to the, and I know the Titans Return figure did it as well, but this is fantastic. This is how you do it. Now these guys do combine. There are two tabs and two slots right there, so you can actually slot these two guys together. And then you got yourself you got the little pegs right in there. They're going to go into these holes on Zord's feet. So you can actually sit him there, and then you can actually sit him down at his little controls, and you got yourself a little gun thing there. And quite frankly, I don't know where you would plug this into. I mean, I guess you've got a 5mm port, right? So, you know, you can do stuff like that, which is kind of silly in this case for this vehicle. But I guess if you have other places, base modes or city bots or anything with those ports on the side, then you can do that, I guess. But so there's that. Now, what confused me the most about this little gun thing is if you look in the bottom, that almost looks like landing gear. However, there's no way, and I looked because maybe these were tabs or what or something. I looked everywhere on here. There's nowhere to put this anywhere in here. This would have been really cool to be able to attach maybe in the front there, something like that. Or anywhere to make use of this as a landing gear. As it is, it doesn't have it. Now, the vehicle does have its own landing gear, so we can reach right down here in the bottom, and we can just tip this out. There's a little landing gear right there on the front, and then you can go ahead and take these guys and just use those 5mm pegs and plug these guys right here under the wings, much like the G1 figure did. And there you go. Now you've got yourself the two guns and the landing gear, and he is elevated a little bit off the ground right there. So that works as well in terms of landing gear. But yeah, it's really confusing that these pieces here, they just look like landing gear and they just don't work for this particular mold or figure or whatever it is that they were doing. They're just not being used. So I find that weird. But anyway, there it is. And again, here is Highbrow or the Transector in the vehicle mode. Love this helicopter mode. This is such a great approximation of the G1 figure. The only, I guess, minor gripe or the biggest difference is that they gave them two-bladed rotors instead of three. We'll bring in the G1 figure real quick for comparison. So you can see the G1 figure had the 3 blades per rotor, where this guy only has 2 blades per rotor. But as you can see, they spin quite nicely. They do get in each other's ways. They don't miss each other. So if you spin one and then you spin the other, they're likely to hit each other just like that. But there you go. Yeah, check these guys out together. And I love how they did all the little details to simulate the stickers. Again, like they did with HARDHEAD, where they put molded all the little details to simulate the stickers from the G1 figure. They did that here as well. You got the molded blue detail there on the wing. That simulates this sticker detail here on the wing. You got this detail to simulate that detail. And we got a little bit more of that on the bottom here. We're going to see more of that in robot mode. But there's a comparison with these two together. And while we're at it, let's just go ahead and let's do this. Let's take Zord real quick. We can open up the cockpit. And we'll take Zord and we'll put him in there, just so that we have him sitting in the cockpit. And we'll go ahead and do the rest of the comparisons real quick. So here he is next to G1 Retro Reissue CHROMEDOME. Here he is with Brainstorm. And here he is with HARDHEAD. So you can see all of these guys together. Very, very cool. I absolutely love having the whole team together now. We'll go ahead and take these guys off to the side. Get HARDHEAD. And we'll take Highbrow, move him off to the side over here. And here he is next to a hedgehog. This is Bilbo Huggins, the hedgehog. Checking out Highbrow right there. Very, very cool. Now, checking out the vehicle real quick before we get into transformation. Again, I love that red translucent cockpit. You can see Gort sitting right in there. Very, very nice. You've got the rotating blades. You've got the wings on the side and the dual cannons. You can also retract that landing gear so you can fly around. Just very, very cool all the way around. And while it's kind of obvious once you know what this is, that's pretty much just the whole robot laying there, it still does a very good job convincing you that it's not. It's an aircraft. It's a spacey, futuristic helicopter aircraft. It's really, really cool. I love this attack helicopter mode. It's just fantastic. So, all right, one last look right there at the vehicle mode. We'll go ahead and get Gort or Zord out of here, and we'll just straighten him out and set him off to the side. Reach down at the bottom get the guns out, and we'll set those off to the side, and we're ready to start the transformation. So, unlike the G1 figure, we're not going to collapse the rotors. You know, that can be both a good thing and a bad thing. A bad thing in terms of, well, it's not much like G1. The G1 rotors did collapse, but at the same time, it did leave the rotors kind of hanging and made them very easy targets to be broken. Where this, you know, being that the rotors stay out the way they do, it kind of leaves them balanced and easier to manage. So I'm not really upset about that. We're going to start down here. We'll probably want to back up a little bit. I am backed up as far as I can go. Okay. So let me just adjust the camera up a little bit. And we'll get started right here with the sides. We're just going to take the sides of the vehicle and just kind of pull them off to the side like so. We're going to take the whole cockpit and just, it's on a double hinge right there. Just flip this whole thing back. Just like the G1 figure, the cockpit is just going to lay on the back there. And you really kind of got to mess with it for some reason on mine. There you go. To get this, for mine at least, this hinge right here at the base of the neck, you really have to work it to get it laying flat. But that's what you want. You want it laying flat like so. You can take the arms and just kind of reach in here and get the arms, or the fists out rather. And another difference here between this and G1. I mean, G1 is the figure that I have to compare with. I know that it's Titans Return, modern figure, and all of that, but my point of reference with this is the G1 figure. So I am going to point out those differences. So another difference between this and the G1 is that these wings don't fold back. They are molded in place. These don't fold. So these are just going to stay out like that. And it, you know, it's fine. It looks nice. It looks kind of cool to have those wings there. Take the legs here. We're going to take these and we're going to separate the whole back fuselage and just kind of, these are double hinged. Let's make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, so these are double hinged, and they're going to come out like so. This side, and why am I getting stuck? There you go. And then get this side out, and just kind of straighten these out, turn them around. Reach in the back here, get these heel spurs out, fold these out, and then this whole thing. Okay, before I do this, so this panel here on the chest, this opens much like the original figure would have done, but it doesn't seem to serve a purpose because you can only fold it out in vehicle mode, and I don't know why it does. Once we push these this hip piece in, this spine right here, this dark gray spine is going to go inside the chest here, and then this flap would hit that spine, and it's not going to allow it to fold out any further. So we'll go ahead and push this in all the way until it clicks into place, and now we can't open that any further than that. So I really don't know what the point of that is, why they even molded that in place. I really don't know. But you can leave it like this, like leave it flat like the G1 figure, or you can kind of pop this out, and it does kind of make for a cool little extending chest piece there. I kind of like the way that looks, so that's kind of what I'm going to go with. It's not in the instructions, it's not official, but it's an option. It's there, and I like the way it looks. It just kind of makes them, you know, look a little more dynamic. So I like it. I'm going to leave it there. And then finally, we're going to bring in Zort right here, fold them in half to form the head, and we're going to get him plugged in to place. And this guy is a little tricky for me, or at least he's been tricky for me. For some reason, I have a hard time getting this one to lock in all the way. But once he's locked in there, he's locked in. I guess you can't see that. But once he's locked in, he's locked in. You can see he's not going anywhere. You just got to kind of get him all straightened out. And there is Highbrow in robot mode. And he looks absolutely fantastic. He stands at approximately 5.5 inches tall. Love that head sculpt. That is so G1. It is so awesome. And again, this is this particular head looks more like the G1, like the Japanese Headmaster's cartoon version did, as opposed to the G1 toy. But again, that is the way that I experienced Headmasters originally, so I'm all about this. I absolutely love that. Going all the way around, not a whole lot of kibble or backpack hanging out, just the front cockpit of the vehicle is hanging there. That's, again, normal. That just translates back from the G1. You've got the blades hanging there, a little bit of hollowness in the back of the legs due to the way he transforms. Otherwise, this guy looks fantastic. Head, because the Headmaster or the Titan Master's head is on a ball joint, then Highbrow's head is also on a ball joint. The shoulders, there is a that allows you to move these up and down to get them to the angle that you prefer best. Let me give them a high-shouldered look. So you can do that if you want, or you can bring them down all the way, or you can put them somewhere in between. So whatever suits you best, you can use that hinge for those purposes. And of course, there's a ball joint on the outside of the shoulder there, so you got some in and out, you got some forward and backwards, all the way around. Rotation at the elbow, bend at the elbow, nothing at the wrist, nothing at the waist because of that spine that compresses there. But the hips are on a universal, so you can go forward that far, back that far, in and out, rotation at the thigh, and bend at the knee. Very, very nice, very dynamic. This guy just looks so cool. Even just standing there, he just looks like he's ready for action. He looks so cool. Love the way this guy looks. And again, we can give him his weapons, and I think I'm going to go, which way do I want to go? Yeah, we'll go this way with him, and we'll go this way with this one. And there you go. Now he's got his dual guns, very much like the G1 figure did. And again, I just love how dynamic this guy looks. Really, really digging the look of this guy. For comparison, one more time, here he is with G1, so you can see, again, the similarities. And again, loving the way they made the little details, like the shoulder details right here, to make it look like the old stickers that he had on his shoulders. He's got the details right here on the kneecaps that make it look like the stickers that the original G1 figure did. The only major difference really is that he's got the Autobot symbol on his chest. Let me open this back up again because I just like the way that looks. But he's got that Autobot symbol on his chest as opposed to that little panel sticker that this guy had. But other than that, that's really everything else. They really did go out of their way to mold in the details that were originally done by stickers. You have to love that. You just have to love that they put that much care and detail into that. So that's really, really cool. So there he is with the G1 figure one more time. We'll get him centered. And am I back as far as I can go? Because I am going to bring in the rest of the Headmaster's team, so we can see the whole team together. And one of these guys is going to get less of a spotlight than the others, but that's okay. Yeah, I guess Brainstorm's just going to kind of get omitted a little bit, but there you go. There he is compared to the rest of the team. I'm not going to compare him to Bilbo the Hedgehog in robot mode. That was a one-time thing. It is the middle of the day, and that is a nocturnal animal that is not very happy that I woke him up for my stupid video. So that I'm leaving him alone. That was a one-time deal, guys. So, but yeah, there he is with the rest of the team. How awesome does this look? I gotta say, this guy and CHROMEDOME have definitely been my favorite two of the Autobot Headmasters in this wave. They're all four of these are fantastic figures, but something about these two guys that I just can't stop fiddling with them. I just love the way they look. Just standing there, they just look like they're moving. You know, they just look dynamic. They're standing still. They look like they're moving. They just look awesome. The whole team looks fantastic, but these two, I just can't stop messing with them. And I think that about does it for the Retro G1 reissue of the Titans Return Headmaster Highbrow. What did you think of this figure? Let me know down in the comments. Give me some thumbs up. Subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified when I upload a new video. I've got a donate button up there. If you want to hit on that, I certainly would appreciate it. Please share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time.